everyone, my name is Jaybird and welcome to Rising Angels Reborn. And I'm probably gonna get copyrighted for this music, but we're just gonna jump into this. So, let's start again. Let me readjust my recording video software so I can see it. You never feel as much pride as the first time you are given command. An instructor at the academy once told me that. There's something to be said about that. My first command was a listening outpost on some backwater swamp planet that didn't have an official name. I called it my watery hell. My command consisted of myself, 2 automated recording machines, and a virtual intelligence to manage the machines. I was alone during my stint as a lieutenant and a brevet captain. The only thing that kept me sane were the games for my virtual system. I'm pretty sure I managed to beat every single role-playing game known to the galaxy. Sure, there haven't been very many made since the war for survival started so many years ago, but still. When I signed up to fight, I thought the Karajon Defense Force would have been smart enough to send me to the front. Nope, I go to watery hell with constant mold problems. They sent my classmates, who were far less capable than I, to the front. Those losers got to command task forces and fight. And like I predicted, most of them perished with their commands. They were blind fools, idiots. If I would have been there, this war could have been over by now. Instead, innocent people, brave warriors, and powerful war machines had to be sacrificed to some dumb tactical officer's bad battle plans. Not anymore. I've been watching the Loadmaster and her droids moving cargo for a few minutes. I might have to inquire if she knows anything about my welcoming party. As I walk up to her, I catch notice of her short stature and non-regulation issue hat. Great, she's a Hobbin. During my academy and training years, I never saw too many of them. While nimble and dexterous, they aren't what you would call our A-class students. Most of them are as dense as rocks. Even now, she's smiling and waving at me with unprofessional excitement, bearing no discipline. Excuse me, but could I ask you a quick question? Certainly. How can I help you? Kylie. I glance over her uniform and notice a small insignia that tells me she's a lowly flight officer. If this is the sort of professional treatment my forces give, I'm going to have a difficult time. Still, she is a member of the crew and someone I am going to have to work with on a day-to-day basis. I can tolerate a little bit of it. I am Major Natalie Pasile. I am looking for the bridge.
You're almost there!
Thank you for your assistance, Flight Officer.
I'm glad to help out. If you get lost, I'll be finished loading soon and can show you around.
That's kind, but I should be fine. Don't worry, Kylie, we're here to show her around. Oh my god. He's got wings, and he's got his eyes closed. And also, she's got her eyes closed. Also, his head looks really tiny. He looks like he's like, huh! Waiting at the end of the hall are a pair of majors approaching me. My real welcoming party, I guess. One of them is a handsome... Well, they're both handsome! What the fuck are you talking about? One of them is a handsome, pale-haired frickin'. You frickin'! With a large, creamy wings and a soft, cheery look on his face. The other man. You've gotten soft over the years, Natalie. Maybe I have, but at least I haven't gotten lax in my support. Letting a kid load all of the supplies by herself, I expect better leadership from you. I always thought you were asleep during the delegation class at the academy. You're one to talk. I know you slept through the first aid course. I take it you two know each other. We graduated from the same academy class. Why am I sounding like a guy? We graduated from the same academy class. Old friends.
Is Major Hackett smiling?
Or... I know this may be the sign of the Armageddon. I'm just glad that something could warm my wingman's heart. My name is Alphonse Tenzin. You already know, so. Major Natalie Pustile reporting. It's a pleasure to meet you.
I'm Flight Officer Kylie Midgie. I'm a midget. I'm not actually a kid, I'm a Hobbin.
It's nice to meet you, Flight Officer Midgie, though you could stand to listen to Soul a bit about professionalism. He's right about some things.
I'm sorry, ma'am. It has been hard adjusting to military life.
Keep at it. Be the best officer you can be.
Yes, ma'am.
I can see why you like her, Soul. Hush, Major Tenzin. We need to get going and let Natalie settle in before Rasuna gets her claws out. Is she a raccoon?
You mean Commander Asuna? I'm going to go back to loading the supplies, sir.
Please. Do you see what I have to go through? That's why I'm glad to see you, Natalie.
So I can correct you as well?
Here, let me take your luggage.
Are you sure?
Let's drop these bags off and take a tour of the ship. It's small, but our work is cut out for us. I'd let him, so let Zuri carry all of her luggage without even offering a single shred of help. Zuri can roundhouse kick me through a wall. She didn't need the help. Or Kylie. You packed light as always. Uniforms and basic healthcare items. I packed just the deployment list recommended. Most people don't listen to that. They seem to think we have plenty of space on the ship for things like dumbbells and personal effects. I was told that the list was the official record. You were told right. The force is growing so slack. Take Kylie, for instance. I don't think we could have had a better quartermaster. She's a wizard with our equipment. Nothing ever stays broken. If you need something, it is stocked on the next supply run. But you saw how she treats superior officers. She seems to think regulations and professional behavior don't matter if you just do it well. We have those regulations for a reason.
We deal with life and death situations. You have to be able to know exactly what the person next to you is going to do.
Exactly. You wouldn't believe how grateful I am to have someone here who understands that. Rasuna just doesn't understand that being good and being a team just doesn't cut it.
Well, I'm here now. We'll start bringing this ship up to code.
Damn right.
So, you really didn't help poor Kylie with her bags? It was okay, I managed.
Well, he can help make it up to you by helping finish loading up equipment. I think that's the first thing we can bring up to code. Only for you, Natalie. I'll help. Kylie never asks for help when she needs it. Let's show her the power of a trio of majors. I am starting to believe that the gods may have blessed us with your presence here. Oh my god. Well, thank you! If I can still move after this, I'll consider agreeing. Thanks, Soul. I'm only helping because Kylie is our quartermaster. I wouldn't waste my time if some of those boxes didn't contain steaks from back home on Quinn. But then we are going back to the tour. No further delays, please. Deal. Weren't there voices? Oh wait, there we go. Weren't there supposed to be voices? Video options, text, audio options. Voice volume is all the way up. Or is it all the way down? Is that all the way down? I'm so confused. Is it all the way up? All the way down? All the way up? All the way down? Let's do this. I'll also do this. I want to see. Welcome to the bridge. It isn't that much, but it beats being stuck in that tiny cockpit. You flew fighters? Okay, I don't... Why does it give voice volume a thing? Why is voice volume a thing? There's no voices in this game. Are there? Are there supposed to be voices and I'm not getting them? I'm so confused. You flew fighters? 2 years ago, 2 years on the front line with the KSS Xeon. Sounds exciting. Not when you get caught up in a major conspiracy. Please tell me you aren't planning to overthrow the board of directors while you are working here. My career can't handle another one. Whoa, what? On second thought, don't ask. It brings up too many bad memories. Speaking of bad memories, where is your ball and chain? I thought both you and Leno were going to be fighter pilots together. Don't ask. Was it that bad? Ask me when I've had a few drinks. You don't drink. Don't ask me again, please. Sorry. Bad memories, Nat. Don't call me a Nat. I never thought befriending mutts could ruin my life in so many ways. Non-humans ruined your relationship? A mutt. Major Hackett? We were talking about a friend of mine, but had. Turned out to be a rabid dog. Then use the term dog. Remember what I said if I heard you disparage your fellow servicemen again? I do, ma'am. And what was that? Immediate discharge, ma'am. That is correct. Major Pusio, you would do well to note Major Hackett's lesson. We are a team here on Nimros. We work as a single unit. I will not tolerate those who cannot act as a team on my ship. That is the one guiding principle that I must make clear. Yes, ma'am. My last experience with the SITO was not a pleasant one. I hope to not repeat it. I bite my lip. Great, she is one of those commanders who have had a bad experience with the organization in the past. Sure, some of us may be a little cutthroat and determined, but we get results. The stories I've heard from my instructor were brutal. Selling out your command for success was common, not an exception. I don't believe in that mentality. There are limits to how far you can go before you become the monster you're fighting to destroy. And never will I sink that low. You have nothing to fear from me, Commander. Earn my trust, Major Lucille. I want to give it to you, but you need to prove yourself. I will. Damn it, I completely forgot to report in. It froze. There you go. Ma'am, Major Natalie Poussat reporting in. I am the Special Investigations and Tactics Officer assigned to the KSS Nimros. Well, I'm taking a screenshot. How do you feel about that? Don't feel too good, does it? I'm just kidding. Why am I trying to make screenshots of punishment now? What the fuck? That's not what my channel's about. My channel's about having a fun time, playing weird random games that are free on Steam. Also games that I've never seen people play before, so yeah. That's my mentality for recording games, is that I do what I don't see come from anyone else. It's like, what's the point of playing a game already if you've seen other people play it? Well, actually, no. I mean, I have games that I've seen people play before I even got the game. But I mean, those are just games for me to play, not like play on my channel or anything. Welcome to my ship, Major. She is one of the best tactical officers in the force, ma'am. I've read the training report. Top of your class, correct? Yes, ma'am. How many failed out in your class? Huh? Around 40%. And the average is 20. Why do you think that happened? Lack of dedication. They were not cut out for the service. And what did you do to help them pass? Everything you could, am I right? We fight and die as a team on this ship, Major. Earn my trust. Yes, Commander. Damn. And it froze again. Why does it keep freezing? There we go. At 10:05, we will be holding an all-call for the ship. You will brief our mission to the entire crew. Until that time, you are off duty. Major Hackett will be your guide. Thank you. You have your quarters decided, Major Hackett? Yes, I was going to put her in the empty room. Incorrect. She will be rooming with Captain Moonfollow. And what will we be doing with the empty room? Our ship doctor says he is tired of sleeping in the med ward and laid claim to it. That slimy... Yes, ma'am. That's all. Dismissed. Let's get out of here quickly before she thinks of something else. Wait, I have questions to ask. All right. Certainly. What are you curious about? Oh, I have to choose? Shit. What do I choose? Why is my thing frozen? Oh, it's not. Okay, never mind. I thought it was frozen. How is the comm link on the ship for gaming? I'm not gonna ask about gaming. Please tell me a little bit more about the ship. I read up on the specs of the ship, but the profile suggested that... Whoa. Is it showing? Okay. I read up on the specs of the ship, but the profile suggested that this version might be different. I noticed that your ship's profile was different than a standard Harper-class command and control ship. You've got a very sharp eye. Yes, the ship was modified in depot. Really? But not for the better. Oh? That all depends. Our crew complement has been reduced due to the removal of the self-defense weaponry. Wait, we have no defense lasers or cannons? Correct. So we have no weapons officer or loader. Also, our impulsive drive is a KDS E591 instead of the standard E598. As much as I want to bluff understanding that one, lying won't help me here. And what impact does that have on us, ma'am? A larger engineering bay and larger fuel consumption. So our med bay is also removed, but the doctor works out of a secondary research bay instead. Try not to get sick. He's a lecherous demon who has no ethics or Hippocratic oath. He's a non-human, isn't he? An Afric, but that doesn't make him any less of a vile monster. I'll keep that in mind. Please do. It's only a matter of time before I catch him in half and martiolated. I don't know. If we don't have any defense weaponry, do we have any security forces? No defense weapons to protect us from pirates. What about security when I am at a ground site? We have Zuri. What is a Zuri? Is it some sort of defense robot? How I really, really, really wish it was. It would be able to turn it off. I would be able to turn it off then. Lieutenant Zuri is our security officer and in charge of defense systems on the ship. Which means she doesn't have a lot to do and seems to find time in her day to just wander around and bother everyone. She wants to help out others. That doesn't sound like a bad thing, Soul. It wouldn't be if she had a better attitude. What's wrong? Is she grumpy? I thought someone like that would work well with you. No, she's perky. There have been some days where I just want to tear the happy right out of her soul. Have I ever said that you remind me of a really grumpy cat? Not in years. And you haven't changed a bit. Though she may be a bit overenthusiastic at times, Lieutenant Zuri is competent at her job and will provide you adequate security on away missions. Just don't expect her to shut up at all when she gets on her warrior rant. It'll be nice to have someone cheerful to hang out with now and then to compensate for Mr. Doom and Gloom. I'm just realistic and don't lie and sugarcoat things for you. Is there anything else special about the ship I should know about? Is there anything else I should know about this ship before we set off? Beside the lack of defense weaponry and substandard parts? Well, that may be true. Most of the crew is relatively experienced in its operations. Despite their laziness and lack of morals, the commander is correct in stating that the crew is decent at their jobs. I don't expect too much, but I do ensure the basics are enforced. Even though he is rough and derogatory, Soul has never been one to shy away from acknowledging talent. I just wish he'd use it no matter what the outside looks like. The weaponry shouldn't be an issue. I don't intend to send us into any combat zones. If pirates attack, fleeing in terror while not heroic is a perfectly logical course of action. Thanks for the briefing. The information will come in handy to maximize the Nimros's utilization. I'm glad to hear it. I hate to cut the question and answer session short, but we should continue the tour. You don't want to start your first day tomorrow with no sleep, right? I can feel the first traces of exhaustion begin to set in. This is the first time I've had to do anything remotely like work in years. It feels wonderful, though tiring. Maybe. Having me mumble through the briefing tomorrow might make it a little more interesting. No doubt. By your leave, ma'am. Rest well, Major Husile. We expect much from you. Dismissed. Let's go drop off your medical records with the perv and grab a bite to eat. That sounds delightful. I'm famished. If Kylie finished stocking everything, we might be able to make a decent meal from the synthesizer. No cook? No cook. We have some limited cooking facilities, but alas, no cook. I don't think I'd want to eat any more dog food anyway. Lupid food. Same thing. Trust me, Wolfie can't cook well. You can try eating it, but you'd rather have the synth stuff. Because she's a lupid or because she can't cook? Can't it be both? I'm not saying all food the mutants cook is bad. Sorry, there's like a Steam notification right there. But lupid stuff is just bland and mushy. Try it if you want, you'll see. I can make a decent meal though. I'll make you something nice sometime. I'll have to compare them. Well, I don't know what's going on with my voice. Then we'll have a contest to prove it. Not tonight. You promise? I promise. Let's get going. Woo! Okay. Well, guys, that's going to be it for this episode of Rising Angels Reborn. So with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this and would like to see more of this game, then leave a like down below, leave a comment down below, share it with your friends, subscribe if you haven't, ring that notification bell, and remember, die safely. Bye-bye!